Yeah, so I studied. I have a bachelor's degree in religious studies and biology, and I use them for almost nothing except that they both kind of came out of a degree to an interest to understand people better. And when I started getting myself into marketing by accident, I found that that interest and that drive to understand what motivates people and what matters to people has really influenced my copywriting work in a very productive way. So to someone who's looking to switch careers or just get started, I think if you have a degree, you might be surprised about the ways that the weird tangential 30,000 miles away from where you started, ways that it can help you, which certainly happened for me, but I don't think I would let anyone stop you from doing anything because experience counts for so much more. In my own business, I think I've struggled for years banging my head against strategies and tactics. And there must be something that I'm missing. There's something these other people know that I don't know. And what really finally helped my business take off and helped my work take off was realizing that everything works. All the strategies work, all the tactics work. The people who are executing them are the difference between who makes it and who doesn't. So to the degree that you can get out of your own way and to the degree that you can take self-responsibility, that I'm not progressing faster because I'm thinking short term instead of long term. And I'm not progressing faster because I'm afraid to do things that other people are willing to do. I think you really start identifying what's holding you back, and I'd say 99% of the time it's not. Yeah, I mean, the biggest mistake's easy because I've made it a few times and I finally learned how to stop doing it. Well, I finally stopped doing it the last few months. And that's, I think, in consulting work and in freelance work, if you're good, you're going to be in demand. And there's always a temptation when a client wants you to take on more work and take on more work to give it to them because the money's great and you've worked well together so far. And it's very easy to get into a situation where a client becomes a boss, not intentionally, and really without a lot of the protections of a traditional job, just because they've taken up so much of your time and represent so much of your income that you need them desperately. And the reality is that that's fundamentally insecure. It's extremely, extremely risky. It's scary turning down work and it's scary turning away money, but you make the same mistake enough times and you start to realize that you have to do the right thing for your future, even if it's terrifying right now. Really, I mean, I think my biggest business success has been that I work with two of my absolute dream clients. In terms of the changes I would go back and the advice I would give, I think I wasted a long time trying to force the issue instead of taking a look at where the market was going, where people were going, and really focusing so much on myself and what was wrong with me and what I needed to do to change, as opposed to figuring out what people wanted and giving it to them. It's such an easier flow through the business world and such an easier flow through a career, figuring out where you're needed and where you can help, as opposed to figuring out what you're going to be and trying to hammer that square peg into a round hole.